Common drugs at parties. Party drugs are common illegal drugs that are usually sold and abused at places such as house parties and clubs. They are usually accessible and can have diverse side effects. Common party drugs include ecstasy, cocaine, Adderall and Ritalin, ketamine, MDPC, also known as bath salts, and LSD or acid. Depending on the quality of drugs, the effects can range from euphoric to extremely dangerous.
Drugs such as meth, bath salts, Ritalin, and cocaine can cause side effects such as hallucinations, aggressive behavior, anxiety/depression, panic/anxiety attacks, organ damage, and in extreme cases, even death. Even seemingly harmless drugs, when mixed together, can be extremely dangerous. For instance, caffeine and sleeping pills is called polydrug use. When polydrug use takes place, the effects can be extremely dangerous, and even more so since the user doesn't tend to know that taking multiple harmless drugs at one time can be even more dangerous.
So Isaac, what are some types of drugs?
Well, Travis, I know that 3 common types of drugs are depressants, stimulants, and hallucinogens.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, Isaac, there are 3 types of drugs. Depressants, which put you to sleep or sometimes make you loopy, and there's stimulants, which raise your physiological behavior and blood levels, and it just increases energy in the body. And then you have hallucinogens, which alter the way you see and hear reality.
Wow, Travis, thanks for informing me on the different types of drugs and how they can affect you. But tell me, what is the importance in knowing all of this?
Well, Isaac, knowing which type of drug has been administered to someone can be crucial to a doctor in case of emergency, as tests to find out what the drug or drugs are take time, which more often than not the victim does not have. Well, Isaac, can you think of any dangerous situations involving drugs?
Well, Travis, when people take drugs, their brains affect their ability to make good choices. But the amount of danger that comes from taking drugs depends on the drug they took, where they are, and who they are with. For instance, driving under the influence of drugs is extremely dangerous, especially when the driver has taken depressants, as they make them sleepy and childlike.
So Isaac, what do you know about the use of illicit drugs?
I do know that large amounts of certain drugs in a setting where their intake is not being monitored leads to overdose, and drugs that affect coordination makes the risk of injury far higher. When taking large doses of stimulants, it can lead to anxiety attacks and can lead to disturbing hallucinations, so severe that the user can develop PTSD and have flashbacks of the experience. These drugs can also lead to loss of all senses, and the user can become a victim of assault, as they basically become a human punching bag.
When dangerous drugs such as heroin are taken too frequently, a tolerance is built up until the user overdoses. But some drugs, such as LSD, have their own natural protective measures where they just stop working, no matter how much you take, if taken too many times. When people are at a major point in their life, they're super stressed or depressed, or something not so great has just happened to a person, they are more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol as a coping mechanism. A way to prevent substance abuse in these circumstances is to be extra cautious and caring with the person in question. So just be supportive and don't try and fix them, just be there for them. Another way to prevent substance abuse in any person is to have a healthy schedule, a healthy diet, and a healthy mindset. With a few good friends who act as a supportive network, having healthy habits and schedules help prevent substance abuse because it makes the person in question control and healthy. When someone feels like their life is out of control and that their life is slipping away, it is easier for them to turn to drugs as a way of coping. In addition to this, if you're a teenager, for example, don't give in to peer pressure because it's only going to work out badly for you. Don't get sucked into other people's problems, and if you need help, get help. If work is getting too much, talk to your teacher and ask for help from your caregivers. When at parties or out with friends, don't do things just to fit in. Watch your drink at all times, because as much as we'd like it to be fake, date rape is a very possible thing, and someone can be under the influence of drugs without even meaning to.
I do know that if people have already abused certain substances and you find yourself constantly craving it, don't immediately just go take it. Talk to someone, find a hobby that requires focus, or cook something. If you are focused on something positive, you're more likely to form positive habits and less likely to fall back into a bad place and get stuck there.
A lot of drugs are helpful when administered by doctors/professionals and taken in small doses when the user actually needs to take them. If a drug is illegal or you have to think a lot before even considering taking it, just don't take it. Keep a healthy lifestyle with healthy, supportive people who are going to be there for you and help you. And last of all, if there are people in your life who are substance abusers and encourage you to take drugs and make bad choices with them, don't try and fix them, just cut them out of your life and focus on your health.
Don't do drugs!